So hello guys, welcome back. I'm Harsh. I'm founder of Adventure Media and a co-founder of Abbey Travel. I built my company to six figures, and this is my small introduction. And you can see my previous video, so that where I have automated a LinkedIn automation. Sorry, I've automated a cold calling system which can cold call 6,000 people a day without getting marked as spam. So, and we are developing a LinkedIn automation as well. The screen that we are seeing right now, it is a lead generation automation in n8n, where a form has been triggered, where after that, each and every step from getting the leads from the scraping the leads from the API, Appify, and segregating those leads, getting emails verified, drafting a specific cold email outreach for the specific lead itself. Everything can be done in this, and I'll be starting this video. So let's get into it directly. Okay, it's going to be a value-packed video again. So first things first, we need to start it with a form trigger, where you can see the title of the form is lead generator, and the description you can put depends upon how you're going to put it. Input for job search and getting your leads. You can put the position name of the file, and you can place the position as a software engineer or any kind of different thing. You can include countries, which can specific countries you want to search. It can be Australia, United Kingdoms, or any other country. You can find it out. And if you want this field to be important, that person should fill this, you need to toggle this on. Okay, I'm going to off this right now. I don't need this. Okay. Secondly, you can search for the location, and excluding New York, I've written over here, which including or excluding depends upon. You can keep it optional as well. So this is all this. You can see a complete form over here that I've created, and it is on submission of a form. And once you submit the form, then it is an HTTP request which we send to Appify. Appify is something where you can scrape all the data which you get, and this is what you're gonna put over there URL, and just make sure you change this URL to your specific one. Okay, this much that I have selected in the blue, only that much. Okay, authentication would be generic credentials, and generic authentic type is query. You need to put your API key over here after adding a credential. The name is token, just make sure you write it correctly, token, and then you need to put your API key. Okay, perfect. Let me close this. After that, we need to toggle this on, that is send body, and you need to be, be very specific, that is using JSON. And I'll increase this. Wait a second. This is the whole JSON format that you want to put inside there. And when you copy paste whole of this inside your JSON prompt specifically, you're going to see this marked as red. Okay, you're going to see this marked as red. So you just need to drag and drop from the from that you're going to get. You need to drag and drop the country, you need to drag and drop the location, maximum items. If you remember, it was 10 in the previous form submission. You need to just drag and drop over here, and once you have done, you need to click on execute step. After that, you need to wait at least for 10 seconds. If you see correctly, I've kept it 10 seconds, but it depends upon you. You can keep it 10 minutes, you can keep it for 10 hours, and you can keep it for 10 days. But mostly, I recommend you to keep it exactly as it is. So if you don't want to do anything different from that, and then it is an again a HTTP request that we are going to send to the Appify. Okay, again, you can just see it over here. We are sending an HTTP request to Appify again, and once we have sent it, we need to make sure that the JSON we are sending, it's completely the same. It doesn't changes. We just don't change anything. Okay? Just keep it same as it is, because if you want to change something specifically to your own niche, you need to add something to it. If you don't want to change anything, just let it be as it is. Okay, guys. Second, there is an if node, where if everything goes perfectly, it is going into a true branch, and then it is going into an HTTP request again to get the name of the company from Indeed. But if anything goes wrong, then it goes into false, and the whole workflow gets into a loop where it waits again for 10 seconds. It's going to start scraping from HTTP request, and then when we get data, it's going to go into true. We are going to get the names of the company from Indeed, I'll open this up. You can put the Appify link over here. Sorry, Appify URL over here. I'm so sorry with that. And rest all remains the same. No need to put any kind of authentication to it right now. Second, we need to go to Apollo search, where you understand that Apollo is something where you can actually get millions of leads, verified and unverified leads over there. So you need to put your Apollo search URL over here, and then you need to put credential is general credential, then it is header auth. Remember that, okay? And you need to put your Apollo API key. Okay, you need to put your new credentials. You need to put authorization, and then you need to put your API key over here. Okay. Once you put your API key and then it's good to go, you need to just scrape the data, and you need to get a specific parameters for the queries is like persona, that is the C-suite people who are decision makers. Keyword you can find it from the previous node, that was the Indeed company that we had. Email status is verified. Always remember we need a verified email so that we can send a cold outreach DM to them. Okay? Just remember you need to get only the verified emails. Make sure you write this correctly. And then we are going into a split out node where all the data is getting split out and merged together, where we manage and we work on each specific lead at one single time. Okay? This all remains the same. And then we need to send, and we need to actually get the emails from the Apollo which are actually verified. And once we are getting those verified Apollo emails, you need to, this all remains the same. Okay, the authorization, the generic credentials, and the header, it all remains the same. You need to put API key, that's it. This is the most important part, where you need to spend a specific query, where you need to make sure you have this written over here, which is reveal personal emails, which is true, and personal phone numbers is false. You need to put your ID, which you can get from the previous node. You need to just drag and drop. Okay, I really understand, and I hope that you guys know how to drag and drop. Second, we need to go to the million verifier. Million verifier is something where you can actually verify each and every email that you have. So you don't send emails to spam bots or emails that never existed. So you need to put, the method is get. Of course, you need to put this on your URL. It is a generic credential query and header out. It is query authentication. You need to put the name and your API key. Very much simple. Once you put your name and API key, make sure you have a specific field below, that is email. You need to drag and drop from the previous node, and the name is timeout for 10. And if you go further, we need to filter out those emails which are, we once we verify those emails, actually we need to make sure that every email that we're getting, it is verified, and then we are drafting a cold email for it. Because if the email is not verified inside the million verifier, we don't need that email. So this is what the filter node does, to be specific. You can see the quality of the email is equal to true. You can just write it false over here. It depends upon you. You can just write it true, or you can write it good. It depends upon you, whatever you can write over here. Okay. Then you need to go to this. This is your email drafter, where you draft a specific email. You need to give a specific prompt. I can open this up. You can just take a screenshot of it, or else you can pause the video. Okay. You need to put a specific output